All right, October 8th, noon. Yesterday was my birthday. I got a lot of messages. Usually I'm in ACL, and it's like a blur. There's a lot of stuff happening. ACL is a festival, music festival. I get a bunch of, messages and stuff for your birthday, but because I was here in Houston, because of COVID, it was canceled. It was really nice to get all those messages, reply, and you do feel special doing that. Um, my phone getting texts and stuff. Client being really nice. Um, so yeah, some updates. So yesterday we took two websites live. We took sweetroars.com. Check it out. They sell, they're a local company here that sells very elaborate cookies. It's really cool. Um, and it's also very interesting because it's a very high volume business, right? I mean, cookies, it sells fast. There's a lot of activity going back and forth. And from them they've done all their business, you know, like ground roots. I don't know what you saw. It's all like messaging. So putting everything on a website and making it more streamlined is good and bad. It's good because that's what's going to help make it more efficient. You don't have to message as much. You know, you get an order, you get a pickup, or you get a location to deliver. It's all there in an order. You execute or you fulfill that order. But it's such a drastic change from, everybody texts us or everybody calls us and we just, we have whatever they use, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or a notepad, whatever it is. So the learning curve is taking that process that they used to have, whether it was a process or just winging it, and putting it all into like, so what happens when an order comes in and I, receive, order 001 comes in, what happens then? Or how do you deal with if you only deliver on Fridays? How do we set that up on the website to do that? How do we do it to where it's pickup only? How do you deal with if they want to pay with cash instead of via the website, or if they want to use Cash App or Venmo? There's like a million ways to pay, and it keeps growing on a daily basis. It feels like. So like, how do we handle all those? Sometimes you solve a problem and it creates newer problems, but better problems. It's there's always, I guess that's an evolution, right, with things that you do. Uh, a start and you grow, right? If you're getting into, you have a problem and it grows into a new problem once you solve it, that keeps kind of like branching out and taking over. But they're good. They're good problems, right? Like, what do you do? And for example, what do you do when you have too much money? Like, that's a great problem, right? Not a problem I have, but I'm just saying, like, that's the way I think about it. Like, you're always gonna have it. It doesn't solve it. What do you do when you're like, your ideal weight with the six pack? Like, okay, well, how do I maintain this? Or is this healthy? Should what? This is always a question in hand. So that's actually really fun for me. Like working with them almost in partnership because we were hired to do the website, which we did, but then it's like, okay, well, there's a natural like working togetherness with these clients, because it's like it's very tied in together. Like, it's not just providing the lead and they handle it. It's like, okay, well, shoot, what do we do now? Let's figure it out. And I think that's a lot of fun. I think that's a good opportunity to just learn other industries, learn them as people, learn that that servicing, because you can take this and apply it to whenever it happens again, or suggest it to other industries, other situations, and it always happens, right? You can take different elements from different things and kind of like piece them together to make it work for whatever specific thing you need it to be at. So that was one thing. The other thing is another website, which is like Double O Community, nonprofit here in Houston. But I think, I'm not sure if they do like all of Texas or if it's like all of United States. So that's a pretty cool website. Again, doing good things in the world. It's always good to like promote that, help that, be part of that. Um, and I think those are the two biggest things they did yesterday. I took a half day and just went home and started playing some Call of Duty. So that was fun. Then I went to go eat at my parents' house, delicious food. And now I have worked on just some ad some ad review, monitoring, adjusting. So like sometimes, so there's this campaign here that's been running since 2016 in various forms, right? And you look at it and you're like, okay, what haven't we tried? Or what I'm doing now is like I saw something that we tried in 2016, right? Or that was tried in 2016, but it wasn't tried to like the best of its ability, right? Maybe they kind of like maybe the person who did it, because it's not my campaign. I'm reviewing the campaign and improving it. So maybe it's like, okay, maybe we can redo that, because I already see things like they're using something called broad match modifier. I'm sorry, they're using something called broad match, which is like a very uh, broad way of doing things, when there's a little bit more restrictive ways that I think might be a good idea. So that's what I'm working on here right now. Actually, is like trying to come up with. It's all attempts. It's like you have to try. You look at it's doing well. It's like it's a good performing campaign, but what else can we do to try to improve it? There's always going to be like an inefficient spend or campaign somewhere, right? There's going to be an ad, or there's going to be a keyword, or there's going to be an ad group that isn't doing the best. So should you, keep it going, stop it, look at it again, do other things, yada yada yada. So, um, yeah, it's cool. It's hard though, because like sometimes you look at it and it's kind of like, well, what do you do? Maybe it's over. Maybe we go to Facebook, or maybe we go to Instagram, which we have, which are a lot of things. So, anyways, that is today's update. Gonna keep it short. Chipotle should be here any second now. Peace out.